Boys and girls, it is Floods and Dragons. We happen to miss Monday night, but we're making it up tonight. We've got Zedardus, we've got Original Dice Mum, Undead Cupcake, Azeticus, and myself, and we're going on an adventure. Except our DM just walked away. This is awkward. Shucks.
I figured I better go ahead and grab another drink because I'm going to need it.
Perfect. Getting underway. I mean, I see things on my screen that I haven't shown everyone yet. Recap wise, we've been working our way through a dungeon of sorts that we found in the middle of a crevasse, like a grand frickin' canyon, working our way downstairs, fighting our way, murdering jabronis as we go until we finally found this like river crevasse that had like gems and stones and stuff that had been collected by birds, as they do. We then, found a way to steal all those gems. Bird people came at us, turned into humans. We fought them, murdered them, because their stuff is now our stuff. And I think that's where I remember leaving off. I don't recall what happened after that.
Yeah, that's kind of where you left off. You guys took a short rest, and then a dragon flew down the cavern, and everybody else started backing away, and you decided to go right up and talk to it.
That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound. Is that why there's a dragon on there now that I don't remember?
It's not right. I just put it there to fuck.
Okay, just making sure. I was like, I see something that I don't remember how to discuss right now because I don't remember this and I'm scared. But I hadn't shown the stream yet.
Yeah, Ren definitely walked up there to not seduce the dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Ren
not allowed to seduce things in this game.
Ran could 100% seduce that dragon. Are you kidding me? Spin my guns.
Certainly try.
Let him
You
know.
couldn't even make it work with a human singer woman or an elf singer woman.
No,
but
but
a dragon.
Rand doesn't know dragon anatomy well enough. That's actually a male dragon. If you were trying to seduce it, we're not going to get into that.
Why not? I can't seduce a male dragon? Challenge accepted.
You're a halfling.
Uh-huh.
Never mind.
Rand the Holbuck is a very tiny dragon top, okay? Don't worry about it.
Oh my.
Can you please explain that to the dragon?
The dragon's gonna find out.
Okay, so we left off. I think you guys had a short rest.
Rand Holbuck, spin my guns.
Art. I need everyone who's artistic to make that art happen.
At least a clip of that whole thing.
Moving on.
I believe we left off. You guys took a short rest. Some of you adventured about and gathered many books for your pocket library. And currently you are on the opposite side of where you were looking to go previous to stealing shiny rocks.
Oh yes, we're trying to cross the chasm.
I do believe that was your goal.
Because we either go backwards or we try to cross to the next door.
Something like that.
And we determined that we could all pretty much jump it, right?
We determined that at the shortest point, it's about 15 feet, and you can jump an amount of feet equal to your strength score.
Okay. Strength
Jet
score.
with extra nonsense.
Yeah. But it's about 15 feet at the narrowest.
Mm-hmm.
Rand will not be able to make that jump.
Yeah, neither but Jane.
Downside of being a halfling.
Right. So the question is, how do you want to get across?
Could see if Ron can throw us.
Or Jet could carry us like little backpacks. She's got extra jumping power.
Ron has extra carry power.
That's true. Alright, I guess. Begrudgingly. I guess if we're gonna cross, one of y'all's gonna have to carry. Her and I. No, gesturing towards Jane. Because I don't think I can make it. He said, looking up at Jatori and Braun. he said, looking up at Jatoria and Braun.
I'm looking at things.
There was a page turn in the book, and the pages got stuck a little bit, so you had to like redo it.
Is this book about goblins? I'm
It's a
confused.
It's like new books like the pages. Never mind.
Okay.
I hate it here.
How do I ban the flood from his own stream?
Randall Buck never dies.
Well, you see, about a couple weeks ago, there was this leak of Twitch information. So,
All right. How are you getting across? What's the plan, guys?
Ron I'll offer to carry them across and jump.
So you want to and because your carry weight is like heavier than a Prius,
Wait,
And
is
you
that
can-
true?
Yes.
his carry weight is like 1,200 or something insane.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Because Fearbolgs count as a large creature when it counts their carry weight, and so it's massive.
And we're like baby creatures.
You and Jane, definitely super easy for him to actually just put on his back, probably at the same time, and just jump across with you on his back.
One
Ran-
over each shoulder. And
Rand's gonna hold his
Sure.
hands up like a small child in front of Braun, like reaching up, just like.
Oh no. I will say not all three of them, just because of size. That would be extremely cumbersome if you also tried to carry Jet.
That's fair.
I'll
That
just
seems
run
reasonable.
and jump.
Okay, so let me double check that feature. Whenever you make a long jump, you can roll a d8 and add the number to the number of feet you cover.
Okay.
Ooh.
4. So it's added to my strength score.
Uh-huh.
So I don't make that then.
Oh no!
How what's your strength score?
9,
And what did you roll?
a 4.
You turn and watch as Jet begins to jump across, and it doesn't look like she's quite going to make it. Do any of you do anything?
I mean, I'm gonna scramble to the edge, reaching out, but
Braun's going to take the other end of the rope that was tied to Ran that we have not really put away yet, and he's going to throw that out to her.
So she has not yet fallen into the river. This is pause frame. Jet is like jumping. Her hoof is about a foot away from the ledge, and she's like reaching out, and you can see on her face, "Oh no, I'm not going to make it." And this is what in this instant would your character do as you see she's about to miss? Raina's already trying to make it over there in time to try to reach out and help.
I got little arms. I'm reaching.
So I'm going to put you right on the edge there, Ran. And because you were the first one to say something, we'll go ahead and take care of that. Let's reduce this down to 1 check. I'll say you could make it in time because you knew she was jumping. I need you to make a strength check.
If necessary, don't forget you probably have inspiration.
18.
Okay. So before the rest of you have time to react, Ran runs up, manages to kind of catch Jet. Jet's hooves are up against the cliff wall, and she has one hand holding on to Ran, who is slowly starting to slip off the edge.
I'm going to turn around and grab onto their hands right in the middle there, kind of more like on Jet's forearm, and give him a pull up onto the cliff.
And for fun, can you make a strength check?
Sure.
In case he critically fails.
No, his lift weight is plenty. This is for fun.
It's a 13.
Okay, so you don't yeet them to the other side over here. You do just kind of like pull them up, and it's a bit in a quick fashion. So you guys are kind of like pulled back as you come up over the edge about 5 feet. But he does not yeet you to
kind
the
of
far
like
side.
tumbling back over ourselves a little bit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Rand finding the giant hands that then pull all the weight across that he was pulling his full weight against, tumbles over onto his rear end, and now that there's legitimate strength involved.
Everyone okay? We good?
Brushing the dust off. Fine. Everyone's good. Let's just move on.
Yay, friendship. Thank you for saving me.
Rand glares slightly and says, "Drinking buddies," under his breath.
I'm going to offer them a hand up because, I kind of put them on the ground.
Rand grabs it, pops up, and as I say, dusts himself off and starts, moseying towards the door.
And you've seen enough of these doors to know what's on it. There's that carving of a raven and script across the top that appears almost elvish, but something is off about it.
Rand looks back at Jet. Can you read this one too?
I can certainly try.
You sure can.
I would also like to give it a try.
I did the thing again where I highlighted it to copy it and deleted it.
Whoopsie.
When will you learn your lesson, old man? Okay. On this one, Jet, you read, "I have no need for a gold or a silver, for those belong in the river. But for 2 pieces of both, I will open against my solemn oath."
Why does gold and silver belong in a river? That seems weird.
And I have posted it.
The
in the
river
Discord
was
channel.
lined with so.
Jane, did Rand actually say that?
Yes.
Jane's just going to turn around from looking at the door and say, actually, it's very common that you'll see gold and silver deposits in a river because a lot of times the ores will deposit downstream as erosion occurs. And she's just going to keep rambling on and on about what she might know about
Don't
gold
teach
and
us
silver
actual
deposits.
science.
Mid-ramble,
What's wrong
Rand's
with
just
you?
going to look back at the door and start stroking his chin, kind of just completely ignoring it halfway through.
All right, as you do that, Jane is just going to shrug, take out 2 gold and 2 silver from her bag, and place them on like the base of the door.
Did you say 2 gold and 2 silver?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you place them at the base of the door, and as you do, they kind of sink into the foundation of this door, almost becoming part of it. And the door opens.
Okay, then. Rand, starts walking into the door and just gives Jane an approving nod, a little well done, kind of, as he moseys on into the door.
No
As
more
you walk
hand
past her, she sticks her tongue out at you.
In this room, it's kind of L-shaped, as you can see. Pretty empty, except for blue rugs and a large table in the center of the room. The table is about 5 feet by 5 feet, and just a bit taller than that. 4 large I know they're gold on the picture, but 4 large stone statues are in various places around the room, seem to be scattered in no real manner.
Sorry, did you say the table is 5 feet tall?
Yeah.
A little bit taller than that, yeah.
Oh, okay. So Jane's gonna go under the table.
Yeah. I was thinking that. I was like, that's a tall ass table.
Ass table. The statues are probably about 12 feet tall.
Rand's just gonna go
each-
check out the first one.
Each one kind of has flowing robes, and both of their hands are out. Like they kind of have both out in this manner. I have to unpush my push to talk.
Like open handed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go look at this one.
I'm going to follow Jet and look at that one as well.
Rand reaches up and realizes he can't even reach the hands, and then just kind of circles the statue that he's at and looking at it and trying to look for clues.
Okay.
Jane is looking under the table for any sort of like compartments or switches or drawers.
Okay. This sounds like everybody is investigating something. So please roll an investigation
You
check.
said it, not me.
I know.
I learned my lesson.
I know.
Got a 16.
10.
8.
3.
Is that a 3?
Yeah.
Yes, the intelligence check.
Yep.
Which one you rolled the 10? Was that Jet?
Ran.
It was Ran. Okay.
Fortunately, I can only investigate like the knees down, but you know.
Right. Which is what you're gonna see here. I know on the pictures they kind of have these pedestals that they're on. But at the time that I made this, those are the only stamps I had.
Understood.
There's no actual pedestals there. They're very much just stone men standing there. And Ran, you notice with the 10, that the bottoms of what would be their shoes of sorts underneath these robes are a little bit more worn down than the rest of the statues.
I was waiting for you to say Nikes.
Yeah, they got them Air Forces.
The shoes are worn, but they're statues. What do you mean by worn?
The same way that Nikes would get worn from walking around and wearing them.
So I can see underneath the shoe?
No, but you can see kind of on the edges of them, because it's not like a shoe. It's not like a modern sneaker where it's like flat on the bottom.
Yeah.
It's more of like a leather kind of moccasin slipper shape.
Got it. And I can tell that it's been used even though it's a stone statue.
Mm-hmm.
Rand's going to back away from this statue pretty quickly. Just moving his way back here. And look at the rest of them. You guys, we just saw people turn into... We just saw birds turn into people. I'm a little hesitant about these statues, boys and girls. I'm a little hesitant. Also, Dardis is muted.
I said and vice versa, to be fair.
Ran, you think statues turn into people?
Well, I don't know. Those shoes look like they've been walking.
Walking statue.
With that information, Jane is gonna come out from under the table and go to the furthest one in the room and take a look at that statue.
And for your investigation check underneath the table, it's made out of redwood. That's what you get.
Great, thank you.
No problem. I figured you might want to know.
You might want to check that against your big book
actually.
of woods.
Yeah?
Before I sidetrack this, go ahead and roll investigation for that. You guys have seen the TikToks where they're shaving off like super thin pieces of wood that are
I got
like
another Got another 16.
Oh, dope. Especially with Rand's information of like their shoes are worn down, you kind of look as if maybe they've been pushed or dragged around, but you don't see scratch marks or divots,
Anything like that on the floor.
or anything on the floor.
I'm gonna poke the statue in front of me.
Oak. Nothing seems to happen.
Rand's gonna go check the door at the other end of the room.
While he's doing that, I'm going to cast Identify as a ritual on the statue that I'm in front of. So I'm gonna like put my hand on the shoe and cast Identify.
Nike Air Force Ones. Knew it.
One second. Okay. Sure. You're doing that for quite a bit. You at least start casting Identify. What is everybody else doing during this time? I know Rand went up to the door. Rand, can you make a perception check?
Mm-hmm. Perception. Boom. 14.
It's taken you a bit. Bless.
Thank you.
That's you.
But the raven that's on the door has been shifting slightly. And not in like an up, down, left, right way. Like the
Not like the Konami code.
right up no. It's very much beginning to shift into the wings are getting larger, the claws on its feet are getting longer, the neck is beginning to lengthen a little bit, and you hadn't really noticed until now.
Rand's eyes are gonna bulge out, and he's gonna start like backing up, taking a few like stumbling steps, and pointing at it. Guys, trying to get everyone's attention as he's backing up and staring at the raven.
I'm gonna look over at Ran and then at the door and go, "Yes, is door."
The bird! Look at the bird!
Bird?
It's changing!
Changing? What do you mean? And I'm gonna take a look at the door. Looks like bird. I don't see anything. What do you mean changing?
Rand's gonna back against the wall and just be like, I don't want to get... we gotta get out of here, man. I don't trust this room at all. Something going on here.
I'm gonna walk up to the door now. See what he's all scared about.
Yeah, and with him pointing it out, make a because of how you role played into it, which I liked, I'm gonna have you make a nature check here.
17.
Let's go.
Yeah, for the first time in forever. Anyways,
I'm an actual verbal.
I want to talk to the trees. They're trees. But this bird.
Ron's been brushing up on his furball, his native tongue.
The proportions are off. There's something about those features that I described to Ran. The wings elongating, the talons growing, and the neck starting to lengthen. That didn't necessarily stick out on the other doors as much, but you've gotten to this one and the change is noticeable from what you've seen on previous doors.
Yes, is not bird. Ran, you were right. Bird is changing. And then Braun's just gonna gonna reach up and like put my hand kind of like measuring, I guess, seeing like the size of the bird, reaching up to like touch it kind of.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you reach up and touch it, and nothing really happens, but you're kind of like using your hand, and like the wing shouldn't be. Why is it like half a hand longer than it should be? Why are the talons a whole hand's length as opposed to short? You're trying to figure out what's going on. Jet, are you doing anything while Jane is beginning to identify this statue?
I want to see if there's something on the table. Since it's like as tall as I am, I'm gonna just go on my hoof tips and just barely peek over the edge of it.
That's adorable. And it's easy enough to tell without a check that it's an empty table, but there's no dust on it. It's clean.
Mm. Okay.
How long does Jane's check take?
11 minutes.
Good lord.
Is that it, you Jet? Is that all you want to do?
I climb up on top of the table.
Okay. Jet's dancing on the bar.
Is this suddenly Coyote Ugly, or what's going on?
Can't fight the moonlight.
Oh my god.
Rand's gonna stay pinned against the wall, looking around like, you guys are crazy. We got to get out of here.
And it's about that time that you finish identifying. And it's odd. Usually you get something back, even if it's not a magical item. You don't get anything back.
And so it's not even a creature then? Because with identify, if it's a creature, I learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it.
If it's a creature, you learn spells. If it's an item or an object, you learn properties.
Right, I learn if any spells are affecting the item and what they are.
And if it's a creature, you learn what spells are affecting it. There are no spells affecting them, but you don't get anything back.
Interesting. This seems unusual.
Unusual? I'm telling you, stuff is going to change in here, and I don't want to be in here. I don't trust these statues. And I don't trust that bird, pointing back at the bird again.
I'm going to look over at the bird. Is there any writing on the door at all?
Oh, you bet there is, bud.
Oh, you never told me that when I looked at the door. How dare you?
My apologies. It was there, but odd bird thing definitely stood out more.
Understood.
I'm gonna jump off the table and head over to the door.
And Jet, you read, 4 hands must be held, then I will be compelled to pass by me. First offer them a spot of tea.
I'm gonna reach out and grab Bron's hand.
I'm gonna look down and hold her hand and just kind of look at her.
Is this like before you share it with the party, you just suddenly grab Bron's hand, or?
I assumed I read it out loud. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay. So maybe I'm a little less confused.
Sometimes you just need to hold somebody's hand.
I wanna hold your hand.
Rand's gonna look at them holding hands and be like, "We don't have time for your romance, guys. We gotta get out of here. I don't like this room. I'm telling you, we should get out of here."
Jane's just gonna like whip around to look at Ran and be like, Ran, what about this room in particular is worse than the room with the couch that tried to eat you and the people that turned into birds?
That couch looked
and
comfortable.
any of the other things that have happened.
This time we
We've
know
been
it's
in
gonna happen in
danger this whole
advance, is
time.
what? This time
Okay,
we can tell.
what's gonna happen in advance, Ran?
The statues
Can
are
you
gonna
tell
come to
me?
life. I'm telling you.
Yeah, as part of the puzzle to get through the door. Can't you tell that that's what this is about?
Yeah.
That table
And I don't
is
want to
not
die to a
made
statue.
for people of our size, obviously, or even theirs. And she's gonna motion over to Jet and Braun. It's still even kind of tall for them. But you know what kind of height that table's set for? 12-foot tall people, like these guys. And she's gonna point out all the statues.
So what are you trying to say?
The door is telling us what to do to get through it. And yeah, of course there's going to be dangerous things on the other side. If you
All right,
didn't want
smarty pants, what do
danger,
you want to do?
you should have stayed home.
What do you want to do,
I'm
smarty pants?
gonna look at Bron and say, "Oh, statue hands," and let go of his hand.
Oh,
Ron's gonna give her a smile and go, yes, statue hands. Was nice, though. And then I'm gonna walk back and pick up the statue.
You're
You're gonna pick it up, the statue. Okay.
Yep, I'm
You're
picking
going
it
to
up.
pick up the 12-foot tall
What?
stone statue.
Or at least attempt to like pick it up or shimmy it.
things I never thought I had to Google. Hold on.
How much a 12-foot tall stone statue of a man would weigh?
Approximate weight of stone statues by height. Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna need you to make a strength check.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
21.
How are you picking it up?
Don't lift with
sorry?
your back, lift with
How
your
are you
legs.
attempting to pick it up?
I was going to attempt to walk over, squat down, grab it around the legs, and kind of.
Okay. And as human shaped as they are, most of the weight is on the top half. And so you squat down and you do manage to kind of lift it off the ground a little bit, and it topples over and falls to the ground.
It doesn't break, does it?
My question.
No.
Jane's gonna go over to the one that just fell. And she wants to look at its other features that she otherwise wouldn't have been able to see previously.
Helpful.
Okay.
I just want to look for any other signs of like previous movement, if the hair is kind of in a weird unnatural shape for what a statue would be like, or the clothing if it's the same way.
Make an investigation check.
It's the first time we can actually see all the way to the top of them. Jane and I.
A 17 this time.
It's not surprising that the stone is not weathered. You're inside. But oxidation to some extent still occurs. It's still exposed to the air. You'd expect the stone to darken somewhat, especially since it's slightly humid in here with the river in the previous room.
Right, so I might expect like some sort of like moss or something like that to be growing on it.
Mm-hmm. But it is it's clean. Not all of it. The torso portion is slightly oxidized and darkening. But as you look, the arms, the face, and the legs are almost perfectly clean.
Okay, so I'm just gonna hear Jane muttering, tea. Tea.
Did anyone bring tea?
Does anyone have tea? And she's just gonna kind of look around. I have my water skin, and she's gonna take her water skin out.
I'm gonna look over at Ran and go, no tea for eggs for breakfast?
I don't have anything like that on me.
Jane's just gonna try then to she's gonna put her water skin to the lips of the statue and pour a little water on its lips.
The water runs off of the statue as expected.
Okay.
Should I put that table now? Like a riddle?
We can try. I just can't reach the top of the table.
What
So
do you,
she's gonna hand her water skin to you, Bron.
have the tall folk tried holding their hands yet?
If you move the other one, they can.
But
Bruh.
but why don't you hold their hand, Bron? Like you haven't
Bron's
tried
straight up
actually
chuckle.
holding their hand, right? That's what I'm trying.
No,
I
he's
haven't.
not.
But
Well, I can't reach it. Actually, the fallen down one I can. I'll go up to the statue and grab its hand. See if anything happens.
As you put your hand into the hand of this statue, it begins to close around your hand.
Rand tries to pull his hand back.
Make a dexterity save.
Shit. 12.
You pull your hand away, and the hand begins to reopen.
Jane's gonna put her hand in there.
You put your hand in, and the hand begins to close around yours.
Okay.
And it gets pretty snug. Almost to uncomfortable. And it's sitting there with your hand in its hand on the ground.
Does anything else about the statue change that I can see?
No.
Like, did the face didn't move or anything like that? Okay.
Nope.
Rand's gonna look back at Jet. You were right. Statue hands.
I'm going to look at the statue and ask it if it would like some tea.
Aww.
The statue does nothing.
Okay. It was worth a shot.
It's a good effort.
Do you think it would move if it was standing up while holding its hand?
You guys, the door said 4 hands have to be held, right? So we just need to hold more hands.
yes, more statues.
Can you put me on the table next to one? Because I can't reach otherwise.
Well, I'm holding the hands of the one that's closest to the table, and it's on the ground, so...
Yeah, I know, but I'm asking Brian if he can put me on the table and move me
Yeah,
to...
I'll lift Ran up onto the table.
Yeah, and then move
And
the table.
then I'm going... Oh, I wasn't going to move the table.
Well, that one, whatever.
I was going to walk over to this statue here and then lean it back and drag it this time.
Ooh, okay, that works.
Not actually lifting it up anymore. Because, you know.
Okay. Go ahead and make another strength check.
A 10.
A 10.
Yeah.
this one, because you're not really using all of your body, like it's not a full body movement like a squat lift would be, where you can use like your legs and your core and everything. You start trying to tilt it back, but because of its sheer weight, your weight and strength are not enough, and you're kind of like doing front ways pull-ups on this statue.
All right.
Ryan's gonna jump off the table. Then he's gonna go up to the statue and just like reach up for the hand and just like just look over at Braun. Little help.
All right. Dad, carry me.
Pretty much. And I'm gonna jump up a little bit, assuming Braun will grab me and just lift me the rest of the way so I can grab the statue's hand.
I'll lift him up and basically like place him on the statue's arm so that he can like, sit there and hold the hand.
Okay.
I was gonna let you play that out and find out if I was gonna dangle or not.
Yeah, I was interested in how that was going to turn out, because I could just imagine you dangling there from the hand. Like,
that's what I figured was going to happen. I appreciate Braun.
That's what I pictured too.
I appreciate Braun stepping up for me.
I was like, that's some good art there. Just Ran hanging from a statue.
So straddling the arm, holding the hand. I'm assuming
it closes around yours, firm to the point where it's like it's uncomfortable, but again not painful, and it's
Rand grits his teeth.
Your hand out. It's
Rand grits his teeth and is a little suspicious looking. Grab the other hands, guys. Let's go. Looking at Jet and Braun.
All right, I'm gonna move over to this one and I guess climb it.
You can if you want. I mean, a 12-foot statue, hand out.
You'd be tall enough.
A 6-foot person, that'd be like 4 feet. So 2/3 of the way. So it's like, I don't know, 7 feet up.
Yeah.
A little more. But you could reach.
Okay, I'm gonna reach up and grab its hand.
I'm gonna walk over to this one and eventually grab its hand, but on the way I'm just gonna look back at the group and go, how does this have to do with tea? And what's the table for?
Well, I think we'll figure that out once we've got step 1 completed.
But to summon a magic tea set.
Okay. All of you place your hands in. The stone fingers curl around your hand, grasping it. Firmly grasping it. Okay? And as the last hand closes around Bronze, you can hear a grinding noise. It's not the door. The statues are slowly creaking to life, and you can see bits of dust falling off of them. They begin to approach the table. Jane, yours, as your hand is grasped and it is on the ground, begins to rise up off of the floor. Are you doing anything in that moment, or are you going to dangle?
Nah, Jane's gonna try and like spider monkey onto the arm.
Just like swing around.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll a dex. Dex or acrobatics? I don't know if you have proficiency in acrobatics.
No, it's the same.
Okay.
I'm gonna use lucky.
Oof. Jane wants so bad not to be dangling out of the hand of this statue.
14 is better than 4.
All right, and the statue is not quick, so you do kind of have time to. It's not as acrobatic as it could be, but you managed to scramble up hand in hand onto like the arm, similar to Rand's position on his statue, and they begin to approach. I'm just going to move your characters because the statues are part of the map and they don't move. But your statues approach these positions at the table, and once they stop moving, your hand is still grasped in theirs, and they kind of come to a halt and seem to be stone again. For a moment there, they seemed alive.
Rand's gonna look around. Told you they moved.
And as Rand says that, there's a small flash of light on the table. And this kind of ethereal blue teapot appears in the middle. If it was real, it would be almost like porcelain. And you can see these filigree designs running across it.
Are our hands still like firmly trapped?
Firmly grasped.
Is
Are there matching teacups?
Yeah.
There are no teacups. It is simply the teapot.
So, with me being the tallest person there and the most mobile because of size, I'm going to reach for the teapot in the middle.
And it's within your large wingspan that you have. Kind of takes a little bit of effort to like lean because you're standing on the ground, so it's kind of up and over, so it's a little bit awkward. But you manage to reach, and as you go to grab the handle of this teapot, your hand just kind of
Passes
like your
through
hand
it.
just goes through it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so are the hands of the statues like over the table at all?
The ones that you place your hands into are still in that same position, so they are about, they're not right up to the table, so they are about probably a foot, little more maybe hanging over the edge of the table.
Because I was gonna see if Jane could like scramble her way onto the table, but probably not.
Off of
gracefully anyways.
you're sitting on the forearm part of its arm, and its hand is over the table, so you could just step off onto the table.
Oh, okay. I am gonna do that because I'd like to be on more solid footing, sitting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look up at the statue, and this time I will ask it if it would like some tea.
The statue's hand that you're holding releases yours and places its hand face down on the table. Or just say palm down.
I'm going to follow suit and ask my statue if it would now like some tea.
Yours releases your hand and places its hand palm down on the table.
Rand looking around kind of curiously and then up at the statue. Tea? Uh-oh.
It's kind of funny, right? Because yours, it kind of releases for a second and then retightens and then very slowly opens and then places its palm down on the table.
I'm gonna look up at mine and say, excuse me, stone friend, would you like some tea?
Yours also does an interesting thing, Jet. The other hand comes across to lay on top of yours for a moment. And then, just like the other ones, one hand goes on the table and the other one goes back to its resting position up.
Oh.
And in that moment, the statues don't come to life. But very similar to the teapot. No, it's not an uh-oh. Calm down. Not everything's an uh-oh.
Everything's an uh-oh.
Not everything is an uh-oh. Sometimes magic is good and it happens for good things to good people.
Agree to disagree.
The statues, very similar to that blue kind of outline of the teapot, the statues begin to get this blue outline. The stone forms step away from the table begin to walk the room before pausing, but the outline remains standing there, palm on table. Cups appear in front of them, and they begin to move. You hear 4 voices. Thank you. And the door opens.
Rand just goes, "You're welcome," and hops down and goes towards the door, kind of suspiciously looking over his shoulder.
I'm gonna walk around this top way, and as I do, I'm gonna look at Jet and go, "I wonder what kind of tea they have," and then continue on towards the door.
I'm gonna follow Brown.
As you're passing by Jet,
Hold on.
who
Jane is on the table still. She needs help getting down, but she's gonna bow
it's like
really.
5 feet. I mean,
Oh, 5 feet. That's more than her height. By
Yeah,
enough
but you
height
could jump
like,
in.
I've gotten off of a roof before without a ladder, and I'm
well,
only
that's because
5'10".
you're a Florida man.
Okay, that's fair. The alligator caught me.
Exactly. You had a soft
He landed in the
landing.
swampy marsh.
Yeah.
Jane's not just gonna jump down, but she's gonna bow to her spirit stone friend real quick before, I guess, gently lowering herself to the ground.
Yeah, you can definitely like sit on the edge, then turn and grab it and kind of like plop down.
She'll just kind of do like toddlers do when they're trying to get off of the sofa.
Yeah. And like as you kind of like bow to him and give him that nod, he gives you one back and begins to drink his tea. Braun, as you pass Jet, who is still kind of there by this spiritual-esque figure, and you say, "I wonder what kind of tea they have." He turns his head. Rosebud.
Very nice.
They're talky.
Rand's just like, ah!
Rand's not scared, he's cautious.
It's fair.
Rand sounds scared to me.
And you begin to make your way through the door.
It's not scared, it's smart.
Also, my dog is drinking water. I don't know if you can hear that. This room is a fountain. I'm just going to put you all by the door here. With silver chalices sitting around the edge of it.
3 of them?
Water appears to be pure and flowing. And I would like to take a quick little break a little bit early because I did not use the bathroom beforehand and I have to pee.
Sounds great.
All right.
Okay.
Do what needs to be done, my friend. Boom. And with that, we'll be right back, boys and girls. Do you need a snack? Do you need to use the little Floods room? What do you need before we continue on our adventures in Floods and Dragons? We made it through 1 room so far. We're champions. Let's all go to the lobby and grab ourselves a snack. Actually, I'm going to do that. So I will also, in fact, be right back. Here, I'll Z camera away. And I will RAN camera away. Boop. Be right back, boys and girls.
Hello, chat. Hope y'all are enjoying so far. As per usual, now is a really good time. Relax your shoulders, breathe. You probably were holding your breath a couple of times and you didn't realize it. It's okay, everyone does it. You're holding in stress in your back, in your abdomen. Just untighten your jaw, unclench your jaw. It's gonna be fine. I don't know if today was a bones day or not. Don't tell Flood that I said that. But even if it is or it isn't, just live, Unlive Spore, we have been playing for a few weeks now. Everything is available up until this point, I believe. Cheech, don't tell on me. I swear to God. Everything is available up until this point, I believe, on the Flood's YouTube. So let me get that link for you. You can catch up, but basically, we were all in town together to see a Cheech. Don't do it. We were all in town to see a world-renowned singer, and suddenly she's gone missing, and we're taking on the task to find her and bring her back. She was taken for ransom, and we're following a weird bunch of trails to try and reclaim her. So I definitely recommend, if you have some time, over the weekend or what have you, after work, whatever you're doing, definitely check out the YouTube videos. You'll be able to get all of the recaps there. But yeah, this is one room of many that we have been through all together so far. I want to say we've had something along the lines of like 7 rooms that we've gone through so far that have had various puzzles, including one room with a couch mimic that tried to eat Ran and was almost successful.
It do be a dungeon crawl for sure.
Yeah, this is your typical D&D dungeon crawl, but nothing that we can't handle.
Like puzzles made for kindergartners.
But just to give you some other background on the live board, anyone else who's just joining, this is the first D&D campaign that the Flood and Undead Cupcake playing Jatoria and Zedekis playing Braun have ever been in.
Wait, we're playing D&D?
Shut up. I have previous D&D experience. Siddhartus, our DM, obviously has previous D&D experience. So we're the knowledgeable ones helping our friends along, or drinking buddies along, depending on who you ask.
Thank you.
Along this journey. And it's been fun. It's been really fun so far. We're using a mixture of Roll20 as well as D&D Beyond. We've got all our character sheets on D&D Beyond, and we've also got the maps on Roll20. So we're using all the tools, we're doing all the things, because most of us are located away from each other, although Zidartis and I, coincidentally, is the only 2 with D&D experience, are also both located in Florida. So that's just a coincidence. But everyone else is everywhere else, so we come together in the dungeon crawl.
Yeah. Dardis is also a professional of making maps. He's a map
again, on a live sport, these are puzzles made for newer players, maybe. And some of them we thought might be very straightforward, haven't been. So I definitely recommend going back, checking out the YouTube channel, seeing the other rooms that we've been in and the other puzzles that we've solved.
Very kind. Everyone's back and ready to roll?
Yeah, yep. The tank is empty, my guy.
I'm gonna hide my camera because I might eat a samosa because I didn't have dinner yet.
You didn't bring enough to share?
You can come up for a samosa.
Wait,
you're more than welcome.
What kind of samosa are we talking?
It's inside yet. I can't wait.
Okay, well,
surprise samosa.
I'm just gonna hide and try not to eat loudly.
A grab bag samosa. It's like a mystery box, but with food.
I
Could be anything,
like that.
even a mystery box.
There's something about that I really just don't like. A mystery samosa, this doesn't sit well with me.
The adventurers enter the room.
Yeah, and so I've described this fountain here and the chalices that are sitting around.
Are there in fact 3 chalices? Sorry.
There are in fact more than 3.
Okay.
Yeah, there's more than 3. There's quite a few. Some of them are kind of up on the edge of the stonework. Some of them are on the ground placed next to it. But there's a few of them. There's probably total about 10. And let me not delete the thing this time. Jet, you end up reading on the wall, because it's the door, I should say, right ahead of you. From the fountain, take a drink, and into a vision you will sink. I am the last, but you must imbibe in order to get past.
Fran's gonna walk
No.
up to the one of the glasses near the thing, pick it up, and look at the water. Do you guys think this is safe?
I mean,
Jane's just gonna shrug.
looks like water.
Fran's gonna fill up the cup and then like hold it out to Jane.
Oh,
Are you really doing this right now, Ran?
You seemed real confident.
Yeah, I am confident, but you seemed real confident back there when we were in the tavern.
That's ages ago.
That was a couple of days ago.
I was in my element.
Oh, and you think this is mine? Great, really shows you what you think I get up to on the weekends.
Casting your
She's gonna
spells.
grab it. She's gonna grab it from your hands and she's gonna take a swig.
Fran's just gonna look startled and watch intently.
Jane, can you make a Constitution saving throw?
I'm gonna use lucky. 14's better than 6.
Okay. You all watch as for a moment Jane's eyes close. She kind of lists side to side. Her eyes reopen. Jane, I'm going to get back to you in a second about what happened in that time. But what are the rest of you doing seeing this?
I'm gonna put my hand in front of Jane's face and just kind of like move it up and down to see if she's like responsive, you know? Maybe snap my fingers a couple times, like right in front of her nose.
She is. Everything seems okay. But she doesn't really respond in that instant. Her eyes are kind of glazed over, like she's looking off into the distance.
mm.
I say we wait till she wakes up.
Not a bad idea. Last thing we want is for all of us to be out like this.
Mm-hmm.
You wait. It's but a moment later. Jane snaps back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. But Jane snaps back. Jane, in that moment, it was almost like a dream. Almost like you were flying. You were flying high in the sky above trees and rivers. You saw something familiar.
Familiar how?
The city below. You saw the city of Narbi, but from the sky.
Oh. That's
And-
home.
At first, it seemed fine. And as you continued flying, you began to see smoke and fire. You try to will yourself to fly closer and closer. And as you did, you woke up back in the room.
Oh, guys, that wasn't good. I didn't like that at all.
What happened? What happened?
Well, like the door says, I saw a vision that I hope wasn't real. And it looked like I was flying over my hometown, and it looked like it was being destroyed, and I didn't like it.
It was just a
I
dream.
didn't like it at all.
It was just a dream. It was just a dream. Reassuring her.
She's just kind of shaking her head, trying to like shake out the thought. I didn't get any information on what we're supposed to do, though. I'm sorry.
Oops.
Ron's going to pick up one of the other silver chalices and dip it into the water. Just kind of sit there for a moment, and then we'll look around at the other three and, or the other two, I guess, and then myself. Who's next?
Rand saying, I guess fair's fair, grabs a chalice, scoops it in, and takes a swig.
I'm gonna do the same thing.
Oh, two at once. Can you both make Constitution saving throws?
Yes. $12.
18.
Chance being poisoned.
Nobody said it was poison,
Just making sure.
but I'll make sure I note that down. Ran, because you were the first to drink. And Braun, you see a similar reaction, but Jane, this is your first time seeing it as their eyes kind of close and they list side to side and then open, staring off into the distance. Ran, for a moment. It's a very similar vision. You're flying above the trees. You see a large river. Something similar to you, or familiar to you, not similar to you. You kind of will yourself in one direction. I've been here before. You begin to fly down through the trees, the branches flying past you. And you come to an opening. You're home in Kidwee Vale.
Rand
But
looking.
it's empty,
Oh, man.
abandoned. And as you begin to fly towards your home, and you try to will yourself that way, the vision snaps, and you find yourself awake. Immediately followed by Jet. Jet. You're flying over open ocean. And you begin to see the coastline and a river. You follow it for a bit. You begin to see shades of orange and yellow trees. Something unique but familiar. You head into them and begin to spot the farms that you came from. Crops dead. Fields barren. Skeletal figures, not skeletons, but humanoids, flesh so tight to the skin, they don't seem alive. As you begin to panic and try to will yourself in that direction, you snap out. Just as you see Rand try to catch his breath.
Oh, man. Rand looking a little stunned, kind of looking at everyone around him. It's just a dream, guys. It's just a dream.
I saw the same thing as you, Jane, except it was my home.
Instead of fire, it was plague.
Being the last one to drink. Ron's gonna sip from his silver chalice.
Braun, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Four?
Let's use my inspiration and re-roll that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
Hold on,
let's re-roll that one.
Is that possible for you?
Oh, I mean, that one's not much better, but yeah. I just rolled bad twice.
Your con has a +6. You shouldn't have been able to roll a 4. Not a check, a save. Save.
Save, that's why. Okay. That would be why I'm 22. There we go.
That's yeah.
Oh,
I was like,
there we go.
can
There we
he?
go, yeah.
I was like, I'm pretty sure he can't roll a 4 on a
Yeah.
con save as a barbarian. It was you were rolling checks. That's why I was so confused. I was like, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you sacrifice your inspiration for being making mistakes?
No. You didn't use your inspiration, did you? You still have it checked?
Yeah, I've still got it checked.
Okay, cool. Braun, your vision is similar to the one that I described to Jet. You're flying over large ocean expanse. Bits of ice floating around. You see a large tower on the coastline. Seems slightly familiar. Your vision turns and begins to head towards the forest that you know. You can hear the sound of animals running, birds cawing and flying away. And suddenly your vision kind of shifts. All of the beasts in the forest are running. And in the distance, you can see a fire spreading across this forest. As you begin to head towards the place that you called home, your vision snaps and you awake in the room with your drinking buddies.
Drinking buddies.
Coming back from my vision, I'm gonna lean forward, put my hand on the fountain, look at the others, and same vision, home, fire, not good feeling. Everyone flee.
Rand pats Braun on the side of his. Just a dream, bud. Just a dream.
Calf. On the side of his calf.
I'm gonna put my cup down and pat Rand's hand back on the side of my leg. Just dream.
Just dream.
As Braun comes to, Jane is going to look up at the door across from the one we came in to see if anything's happening.
As Braun snaps back to reality, oh, there goes gravity every time.
Swear to God.
You see spaghetti. No, I'm just kidding.
Can I ban the DM?
I'm just thinking the same thing. Can we give him an anti-inspiration? What do we do? How
No,
does this
I
work?
have to get back into the non-painting a horrible picture mindset, and so I'm making jokes.
Can we roll
The
an
door-
investigation check to see if it's mom's spaghetti?
Oh God.
Well, it's on a sweater, so you have disadvantage.
Well, Braun's safe. Braun doesn't wear shirts, so it's definitely
exactly.
not on Braun's sweater.
So as Braun kind of snaps back to reality,
Oh my god.
and says, I saw the same thing. There was fire, and I saw my home. The door behind doesn't kind of rumble open like the rest. It just crumbles to ash. And as you all turn and look through. The room on the other side is long. It's a big room, bigger than any you've seen here, at least.
Looking
Suddenly you hear the crash of thunder, and you see a flash. As you peer through, there's a large spire in the middle of the room with lightning coming out of it.
Gonna look around at my compatriots and edge towards the door, kind of just like
On
putting my toe on the precipice.
on the floor, you can see bones,
Ooh.
but they're larger than human. They're larger than anything you've seen. You can see skulls, almost the shapes of birds, but larger. I'm going to put you all right here on the
Dragon
edge. Here.
birds.
And you hear a voice shout out. And who are you?
Who are we? Who are you? Ran yells across the chasmous room without going into it too far.
Are you here to rescue your sweet Lashara?
Rand perks up a little bit at the name.
Jane's
Well,
gonna kind of step forward and say, actually, we are, as a matter of fact. And we're going to accomplish that goal.
So you're allies of hers then, her friends.
Actually, we've only seen her concert maybe once or twice. I don't know about anyone else, but
Just fans.
we're
But like swim
We're-
fan level.
we're heroes.
And you see the figure begins to kind of make its way around this sparking spire that reaches out. And as you kind of look, there's a large circular opening through the ceiling made of stone. You can't quite see where it goes from where you are. And then you see another lightning strike come down into the middle of the room from the sky above. So you're not her friends, but you've come to rescue her heroes.
Doesn't matter who we are. Give her back. If you've got her, give her back.
I'm afraid you're too late. It appears she's already dead.
What do you mean?
Oh, come look for yourself.
Ran all flabbergasted and upset.
She's going to kind of move out to the side and gesture for all of you. Let's come look at Lashara on the far side over here. Which, from where you are, you can't quite see, but come see for yourself.
Jane's just kind of gonna look back at everyone and be like, this seems like a trap.
This is definitely a trap.
This is definitely a trap.
Definitely trap.
And with that roll, she hears you.
Yeah, it makes sense.
You don't know who you've come to rescue. This is no trap. It's better off this way. For everybody.
What way?
With her dead.
Who are you to make that call? Who are you to make that judgment? What did she do that is deserving of death?
You don't know of her true powers.
True powers. She was singer.
You
An
think she got
amazing singer.
that well known for no reason.
No, because she was an amazing singer.
You don't think she took out everybody in her way to get to the top?
Where's your proof?
Kind of seems like what you're doing.
Do you know who I am? Do you know who
Not a
we
clue.
are?
We keep asking you.
No one will talk to us.
And yet you claim I'm at the top.
Well, I mean, you have big lightning thingy. Seems like pretty top thing to me.
The big lightning thingy was more of a project for myself.
Are you insinuating that she's killed every other singer and musician in the world?
Not in the world, but those who have stood in her way. You think she earned all that wealth through pure talent?
Well, what's it to you either way? Who are you?
Are you a this bad singer?
Can Braun have double inspiration?
Oh my god. Okay. What was your question?
Who is she?
Who
He
are
asked if
you?
she's a bad singer.
Right. That was what threw me off. It was the, well, who are you thing. So what you're telling me is you don't know who you've come here to rescue.
Lashara.
We told you.
You know her name. You don't know who she is. If you truly cared for her, we wouldn't still be talking, would we?
I don't even know what that means. Give us
We already
Lashara.
told you. We're not affiliated with her in any way other than our situation to come and retrieve her. That's all we've been tasked to do. We didn't come here for her backstory. We didn't come here for your backstory, certainly. We're here to retrieve her and return her to her fandom and her managers and whatnot.
What
Go
she said.
return her then. She's right over there.
Could you hand her over? Could you just bring her over maybe?
You want me to drag her dead corpse to you so you can leave with it?
Yeah. That'd be great.
Make a persuasion check.
Yes! Wouldn't mind terribly, you know? 7. Wait, can I inspiration that?
You can use your inspiration on any d20 roll.
Yes. Clicking it. Trying again. Damn it. 9.
Not really in the business of moving bodies. I was just going to leave her here just like them. And she looks around at the dragon bones laying on the floor.
What do you guys think? Think they'll be satisfied if we don't bring a body?
Probably
I'm
not.
just gonna look over at her and be like, so what you're saying is you had no intention to stay here in this seemingly fortified place where you already set up some sort of magic device? You want us to believe that you were just not going to be here in a day or so, and we would just come here and find a corpse?
Oh, no. That's not it at all. I wasn't going to move the body. I have people to do that for me.
You
But
still haven't
seeing-
explained to us who you are. Why
Oh,
are
honey,
you
don't
so
you think that's for a
invested?
reason? Perhaps I don't want to tell you who I am.
No kidding.
I don't trust you. You're on her
I'm
side.
tired of this. I'm gonna cast fireball at her.
All right, I need everybody to roll initiative.
Jane the murder hobo.
I'm using my inspiration.
19
You
for
will
Ren.
get your cast off before as like kind of a surprise round here.
Okay.
Jane, what did you roll?
I got a 10.
Jet,
14.
Braun,
13.
Ryan Oldbuck.
19.
What's your dexterity score?
20.
Yep, that'll do it.
Let me guess, she also rolled a 19.
Why else would I ask? So this starts off with Jane casting a fireball at said mystery woman.
Mystery woman.
Yeah. It's a DC saving throw of 15.
Dex.
Or yeah, Dex.
Oof. That's not good.
Is that not good for us or not good for her?
No, she failed.
Cool. She's gonna take 8d6.
Let's
That's
go.
24 points of damage.
That's a big start.
Yup.
All right, so you get that cast off, and just as she sees the fireball coming at her, she draws her hand down from the sky. Lightning strikes the pillar in the middle and reaches out towards the four of you, directed at Jane. Jane, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
That's a dirty 20.
Oh, goody, you take half.
Damn.
That is only 4 points of damage because I did not roll well.
Just a few sparks licking at her.
And Ran Oldbuck.
Who, as we have to remind everyone, never dies.
Never dies.
Right.
Just it's just my turn to figure out what I want to do. Okay. Kind of want to de-escalate this, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think she's a bad guy.
Yeah, I mean, just because you're in initiative order doesn't mean that you have to fight. You can do things besides fight, and we've done that in plenty of situations here. So you don't have to fight. Obviously, it's harder to de-escalate now that your friend has fireballed said person.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's always worth a shot, especially if your character doesn't necessarily feel like he is convinced that she is the bad guy yet. It might be worth a shot.
All right, Rand's gonna jump over here and hide behind some big bones, gun out in his hand, and be like, "Stop it! You don't have to do this. Are you even the bad guy? Are you trying to say that Lashara was the bad guy? Or something?"
She was. You say anything back before I have you roll?
Maybe we're on the same side. We don't have to do this.
Make a persuasion check.
Sweet.
With disadvantage.
Damn it.
You are already... One of your friends, drinking buddies, has attacked her directly. So she's not super inclined to not murder all of you.
8 on the first one. Let me try again for the disadvantage. I guess it's going to be 8 probably anyway. Oh, that other one was better. 8.
You took the worst of the two? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. The 8 was the worst, yeah. She kind of scoffs. And it's her turn. If you're done.
I That was what I had, I think.
Yeah, that would be your action.
I moved
to
and
do
yelled. Yeah. Sick.
And unless you have any bonus actions.
I could second win, but I'm not going to.
Yeah. Okay. It would be her turn. She kind of laughs following your comment. It's a little too late for that. And you watch as she lifts her sleeve up. And you kind of saw these feather tattoos before on the ones that you killed. But hers is a whole sleeve that runs all the way up her arm. And as she swipes her hand down it, her form begins to change. And at first you kind of expect, oh, she's going to turn into a bird and run away like the rest of them.
You're speaking what Rand's thinking.
She doesn't turn into a bird.
She disappears.
Is
Hold on, I
really a
lost
big bird?
the token.
We won! Randall Buck never dies.
I'm going to use a dragon token because that's what I have. But what you see is this about 20-foot long it almost matches the bird that you saw on the door, but the neck is long, the wingspan is massive, and you can see lightning crackling around its beak.
This is like a giant raven dragon thing?
Yeah.
Got it.
And lucky for all of you, that is her action. She's gonna back up a bit. Put some distance between you. Jatoria, it's your turn.
I'm also gonna kind of take cover behind the skull. And just be like, listen, I just have a contract to bring her back. I don't really want to fight.
Pragmatist. This is what I like to see. It's pragmatic.
And the voice has changed as well. And you hear, well then, maybe you should leave.
She makes a good point.
Yeah, but I think we need her body as like proof.
Tell the guard captain to come get it.
So are you as well trying to de-escalate this situation, Jet?
Yeah.
Okay, what else do you say during your turn?
I'll gladly leave if I can just take her with me.
Roll a persuasion check with disadvantage.
$19.
That was the lower of the two?
Damn, girl. Yeah, her other
Yeah.
one was
Nope.
25.
Victoria gives her a little wink after the request.
She stays in this form, eyes locked on the four of you. Go get her then, and leave this place.
Rand's gonna urgently look at his compatriots and kind of grab him. Let's
Yeah.
tug him along and start running.
For the time being, it seems that whatever hostility was there is put to the side. But she's standing in the same spot, watching you, waiting.
Thank you. I'm gonna start heading towards the body, isn't it over here?
I'm gonna wrap around. Oh, I was gonna wrap
It's-
around
I'm gonna
the
go around
long
the
way.
way.
It's this
Oh.
token right here.
Gonna wrap around that long way, I think.
Yeah.
Just kind of
Okay.
moving
So
along.
you
a
guys
little bit.
walk
slowly.
around.
Jane is staying put right where she is, and she's keeping her eyes on the woman
I like it.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and she's eyeballing you too. You were the only one to
Good.
hit her with something.
Yeah, she should be nervous.
God, I love you.
Ugh. Don't tempt me as DM to have her attack for no reason.
That sounds like metagaming from the DM, if you
I
ask me.
know it does.
Oh.
I didn't say I was going to. I said I wanted
Mhm.
to.
All right,
Oh,
we're
okay.
just gonna instead of moving like bit by bit, we'll just get there, I suppose.
Yes.
Find the body.
Yeah.
Jed, come along.
I don't see where you guys moved.
To the bottom.
Far
On the far left.
side.
You got to zoom out a
Got
little
you.
bit, I think.
Oh.
You can scroll mouse wheel it to make it bigger.
Yeah, I see it now.
I'm gonna bend down and pick her up.
Okay. And as you do, you can see, like, you've seen people that have been struck by lightning and like the scars it leaves, right? It's
Yeah.
very like almost like tree roots running up their arms and limbs. And
Right,
you
and
can
burn
see
marks.
these marks on her, these burn marks from like lightning as you pick her up.
I'm gonna kind of try and whisper that to them. Lightning. And then as we pick her up and carry her, or start to carry her out.
I'm presuming we all
Okay.
would have seen that. So you're just going to hoist her over the shoulder.
Yeah.
We're going to start boogieing back the way we came.
So you guys get
Yeah.
back to the door. I'm just going to, I'll delete her token since she's with you at this point. As you begin to head back to the door, are you satisfied then?
Rand looks back. I think so. Are we good?
Good. And as you say that and she says good, she flies into the pillar in the center with talons out, collapses it, and flies out of the hole in the ceiling.
So like breaking the lightning tower in the middle
Yep.
and then flying into the sky.
Yep.
Okay. Rand looks around at everyone and just kind of shrugs.
Well, that's a lot to unpack.
Damn.
Can I do like a heal check on Lashara or something along those lines, a medicine check to see if
Yeah, if
she
she's
is
alive or
actually
dead.
dead? Yeah.
Go ahead and make a medicine check.
If I use my
You have a healer's kit.
yes, if I use that,
That returns to stable without having to roll, if I recall
Okay.
correctly.
so I just have to do the medicine check first to see if she's actually dead, and then if
If
she's
you
not, I can try and do
want
that.
to, right? Yeah. Like, you know, from what you can tell, she's definitely unconscious of some sort.
I rolled a 10,
Probably.
or I'm sorry, I rolled a 12 on the medicine check.
Yeah, I mean, she definitely looks like she's dead. She is extremely limp, no response.
If I try the healer's kit, does anything happen?
Are you using the healer's kit? Are you expending a use of it?
Yeah, I've only used one so far, so this will take me down to 8.
Okay. So that returns them to stable, if I recall correctly, without.
Right, if they have
A
0
check.
hit points, it allows me to stabilize them without needing to make a
Because
medicine
usually
check.
you do the medicine check to stabilize. Okay.
Yep.
And with that 12, you know, she seems like she's non-responsive. And you pull out the medicine kit and begin to apply these salves and things to these burns that you see all over her body. And it doesn't seem to have an effect. She's dead.
Okay.
And in that moment, her eyes open.
Okay.
Rand jumps back.
Wait. She turns and looks. Points. She looks very confused.
I think we also all probably look very confused as well.
Yes.
Who are? Is she gone?
I think so. She broke the lightning thingy and flew
Oh,
out
thank
the roof.
gods. And who are you guys?
I'm a big fan.
Lashar, we were sent to come rescue you, but I think we'd need to have a discussion before we head back to the town.
Can't we head back first? I'm obviously. Oh, it left scars.
What happened?
I don't know. These people showed up to my house that I was staying in and then tried to attack me. And then that's all I remember. I remember waking up here and that thing, there was lightning coming out of it and it hit me. And then, well, I casted a spell to make it look like I was dead, hoping that I could figure something out.
So you were faking it.
Well, yeah, was that or actually die?
Do you remember a handsome halfling from after the concert?
I kind of get the feeling that you're talking about yourself. And no, I don't remember you. Sorry.
We were gonna go for a drink. You don't remember the drink? We were.
If you were the first person to ask me for a drink after a concert, then maybe, but it's pretty common.
It'll come back to you. It'll come back to you.
Lashar, did you know the people that took you? Did you know the woman that was here?
I've never met them before.
You know why they would want to take you? The lady mentioned something about you killing people.
I mean, I've had stalkers and all sorts of things before, but this is that I want to kill people?
Yeah, she said you kill lots of people.
No, I don't. I've never killed. What?
And you're saying you've never met the woman? She spoke as though she knows you very well.
People get these infatuations with people like me and think that they know me, even though they've never seen me except on stage.
Rand's gonna get between Lashar and the rest. Like, yeah, guys, leave her alone. She just got better. She's fine.
Jane absolutely does not trust this response. Am I
Go
able
ahead,
to?
insight? Yep,
Thank
do
you.
it.
I'm gonna use my last luck point. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna use my last luck point. That's slightly better. It's 10.
She seems to be telling the truth. Never killed anybody, or and doesn't know these people, and doesn't understand why. You know, the parasocial relationships with celebrities, right?
True, that's true.
That's the vibe you're getting from her right now.
You done interrogating her, you you monsters? Let's get her out of here. And like trying to help Lashara up to go out the door. Big fan. Big fan.
And immediately Jane is narrowing her eyes at Rand. She is so unbelievably frustrated with him right now.
Okay, so you guys are turns to you. How do we? I don't know how I got in here. How do we get out of here?
Wait,
Just
what?
follow us.
Oh, I thought you were asking us the DM. Sorry. It was very funny for a moment for me.
Oh my god.
So, Juan, the way that D&D works is that anytime that there's an NPC or non-playable character or non-player character, the DM acts as though they...
Oh my god! Don't patronize him.
I'm sorry, I had to.
Yeah, it was deserved. It was good though. No, that She turns to you. I don't remember how I got in here. How do we get out of here?
Jane's just gonna step ahead of everyone and just say, "You can just follow us. We made it all the way down. We can make it back through."
All the way down.
Yeah, it was quite a journey.
I was gonna try to like guide her along and take her back out the door.
She's gonna look at Lashara's shoes
Wonderful.
and be like, "I hope those shoes are comfortable."
Well, they were designer. So begin making your way back out, using Braun escort service to get back across the river. And it does take quite a bit of time. I need all of you to make a Constitution saving throw.
11.
19?
12.
I rolled a 12 as well.
Okay. So all of you are very, very tired. You avoid a point of exhaustion as you finally exit through the spiraling staircase where you murdered Greg.
Oh, Greg.
Greg.
Garrett?
Barrett?
You? Don't disrespect his
Oh
name.
my god.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
There's a sign and everything. Like,
Murdered
he's our
Garrett.
sweet boy.
Yeah. And as you exit the door on the side of the ravine and look up, the sun is beginning to come out.
Anyone down for a break? Find a shady spot.
A break? How do we get... This is just a cliff.
Yeah, it is a big
No, there's
cliff.
There's a rope here. Did they just leave this rope hanging here? Is that how they got in and out?
It's how we got in and how we are getting out.
Oh. Okay. Can you carry me? You look strong.
Sure. Why not? I can
Oh,
get
good.
you. So I'll carry Lashara up. Do I need to go back down to carry anyone else up?
No, Rand's gonna pull himself along.
Given time, if there's no like pressing matter or environmental hazard or anything, climbing a rope is doable for all of you. You make your way back up to the forest floor on the edge of this ravine. What would you like to do?
Let's think about a break now. Find a little shady spot before we get back to town.
You want me to stay out? Which way is town?
Too far to walk alone.
Yeah, you're staying with us.
And you want me to stay out here?
Well, I mean, if you're up to keep walking, I guess we can keep walking. But we got a ways to go.
It might take a while. Well, day. Half day.
Fine. And she kind of like brushes herself off and just kind of sits down against a tree.
Rand's gonna start setting up a little camp.
Camp sounds good.
Just a little comfy spot, with a bedroll, lean up against it, kind of thing. Get all cozy. For a short rest.
Okay. And you guys go ahead and take a short rest.
Boop.
Oh god, that's still there. Okay. So about an hour and a half passes. How long are we staying here?
I don't know, good to go? I'm good to go if you guys are.
Jane's gonna start fishing for the map that was drawn on the piece of paper from before out of her bag and start referencing it.
Rand looking around with his finger in the sky, trying to figure out which way we came from.
Well, I
Go ahead,
imagine
Rob.
we camped near the top of the ravine
Yeah.
area, right?
Mhm.
So we know what way we came from because we approached the ravine from the side that we're
Yep.
on.
Yeah, for sure. It's easier to find your way back than your way there. So you guys head off. And your travel back to town is pretty safe. Thanks, I guess. I'm gonna go lay down. And Lashar begins to walk away.
Hold on. We told the guard captain we'd bring you back. We might want to make a stop there.
Well, I'm
And then after we
back.
could get a drink.
You're persistent.
Rand wiggles his eyebrows at her.
He likes
You think-
drinking buddies.
You think just because you rescued me that I should get a drink with you? Is that what this is? Because I've dealt with people like you before.
People like me.
Yeah. Crazy fans.
Just because I'm a fan doesn't mean I'm crazy. Damn.
Jane mumbles under her breath. Oh, he isn't that sane.
Yes,
I
he
mean, like us
often
and two
forgets your
eyes.
name.
He forgets my name. That's adorable. You know, if I didn't get a drink with you the first time, it's not gonna happen.
Rand grumbles and
I'll
walks
go-
off. This is why you guys are drinking buddies.
Let's go to the guardhouse, I guess. And she starts walking that direction.
I'm going to follow very close behind her and escort her to that guardhouse.
Rand will follow along, dejected behind.
Rejected behind.
It's not a state of being.
It is when you're around Old Book.
Damn!
Oh my god.
What'd I tell you? Rand doesn't have friends. He has drinking buddies at best.
And eventually arrive there. She kind of looks back at all of you. Well, and walks in. I'm back. Hello. Oh, good. As the guard captain walks out. I'm back. I'm gonna go lay down. And he just kind of looks very confused as you all enter behind her, and she kind of makes her way around you back out the door.
So looking
Oh.
up to the guard cabin. We're good?
Yeah, I guess so.
Neat. Rand walks out the door. Leaves. Starts heading back towards the inn.
Okay.
Like,
What are the rest of you
lollygagging a little,
doing?
waiting for the rest of them. But
Jane wants to stay behind and have a talk with the guard captain.
Ron
Okay.
as well. There's some details we need to iron out with this here guard captain.
Sure, absolutely.
Rand's going to stay
What about
just
you, Jet?
outside. Never mind.
I'm gonna stay because I actually signed my contract.
Oh, yeah. Rand's going to sit outside just in earshot, realizing that no one's coming along with him.
Okay, so you got her. Where was she?
It's kind of a long story. There's a ravine about 1.5 miles, 2 miles from town. where there's an opening in the side of the ravine, and well, there's a series of dungeons and strange puzzles and things like that. And when we got to the end, there was this woman who made a lot of accusations about Lashara, and I have concern that they might go after her again, or that something else bad might happen.
I'll send a patrol out to the ravine, and I'll post extra guards outside of her room, I suppose. It does seem kind of odd. So you're telling me she was kidnapped, taken down underground, and accused of what by these people?
Murder. Lots of murder.
Lots.
Murder?
Yes. Bird Lady said she killed lots of people.
Bird Lady.
Yes, Bird Lady. Most people we talk to have feather tattoos, like one we show you.
Feather
And
tattoos. Okay.
Yeah, and they can turn into bird.
They can turn, and at you saying that, he was like taking notes, and as you're like, they turn into birds, he kind of like sets his pen down and leans back. They turn into birds.
Yeah, they go whoosh, and bird.
Big bird.
Right. I'll make sure I make the scouts aware of that when they go out there, that people turn into birds.
Blackbirds, ravens. Watch out for bird. And lady at the end, she bigger bird, and lots of lightning. Watch out for lightning.
Birds and lightning. Yep, those go great together. Yeah.
I mean, that's what we thought. Down in cavern with bones and birds and lightning.
Sir,
Very weird.
I know it sounds hard to believe, and the lightning issue is no longer an issue when we left, but they do transform into birds, similar to how people who study the druidic craft can transform themselves into animals. They do a similar thing.
But druids don't kidnap people. I've never met a druid that would harm something or somebody.
And I completely understand what you're saying and where you're coming from. And then she's going to take the book that kind of looks like it has druidic text in it out, and she's going to show him and just say, this was something that I retrieved from within the dungeon or place that they were keeping Lashara. It's got some sort of druidic magic in there.
Interesting. I'll have somebody more skilled in that look at this then.
I definitely recommend having someone on your force who understands magic go with you, because there's a lot that is hard to believe for some who may not understand as well.
Rand's gonna poke his head back in the room and be like, are you guys done convincing this nincompoop? Contracts are done.
Speaking of contracts, he's just kind of staring at you. Did you want to sign yours now?
Why? We're done. Our business is done, sir.
Well, unfortunate for you, little man, you have not been absolved of your crimes. I don't have the paperwork.
What crimes? I didn't do anything.
Murder in the street. Remember the whole reason you guys went to look for Lashara?
Yeah, because you're trying to blackmail us, but you had no evidence.
No, you're working off as words are escaping DM, but not character.
Your fake crimes? Yeah.
You're working off
a sentence?
your fines. Yeah, your sentence. Yeah. That's it. Thank you.
The one
yes,
there was
you were sent to rescue her as payment for your sentence that you would have received otherwise.
Uh-huh.
So, sign the paper and go on your way. Or, don't sign the paper. all of your friends go free, and your face pops up on posters around town.
Rand's gonna grab the stupid paper. Can I give it like a really good read?
He kind of like slides it towards you.
Can I give it like a super good read before I sign anything? Like I'm really inspecting that thing. Like I'm reading all the lines. I'm running my finger over the whole goddamn thing. I am checking for shenanigans.
As sketchy as the whole exchange seems, the contract definitely is like legally binding to expunge your murder in the street from whatever records they might have.
And any other obligations or weirdnesses?
No other obligations or weirdnesses.
Rand's gonna scribble something on the paper and shove it back along the table.
Well, good. Now, try not to kill anybody else while you're here. And enjoy your stay in Strago and wherever else life shall take you.
As a side note, Rand definitely wrote Bran on there just for fun.
Nice.
Just mixed up the name a little bit.
He doesn't know your fucking name. That's
Exactly.
good. So, enjoy your stay, however long you're here, and be safe. Try not to commit murder in the streets next time.
You too. Watch out for birds and lightning.
Yeah, I'm still. Yes, I'll watch out for birds and lightning. Yep.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
Yep.
Wait,
And you can see
when
him-
Jane got hit, would she have those like lightning scars?
You dodged most of it and took half damage for like a total of 4. So
Probably not.
Not really, no.
Okay.
Once again, Rand's gonna start like slowly going towards the inn, like.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, he's kind of like looking at the note on the table. You guys can go. He opens the book and begins reading the book that Jane put down for him to look at.
Oops.
All right. I'll walk out.
I'm following.
Yeah. In for a rest doesn't sound like a bad idea.
Okay, so what are you guys doing?
Going to the inn.
What are you guys talking about? If you're all going to the inn, what are you talking about on the way? What's your goal here?
Probably. That's a good point. God, I hate that guy.
I mean, he's doing his job.
I still don't trust that contract.
Yeah, do you trust anything?
Only what my eyes can see, and I flip up my little eye patch.
I'm gonna flip it back down as I walk past him.
Rand's gonna grumble at that, but then kind of like scurry to catch up again. Go for a drink, guys?
Food.
It's like the equivalent of 10 a.m. right now, like maybe even earlier.
Rand reiterates. Go for a drink, guys?
Breakfast. Lots of breakfast.
Breakfast.
Jane
Breakfast sounds good.
is like walking ahead of everyone towards the tavern, kind of silently. And then as Rand, says, go for a drink, guys, she stops and she turns and she looks at Rand and she goes, I can't believe you back there. You're such a snowflake. You're such a you're so frustrating.
You're
You
just
talk a big talk. You talk a big talk, and you act all masculine and manly, and you have this bravado. But when it comes down to it, you're small. You're smaller than your height. You're smaller than me. You were ready to just accept fate back there. You're small and you're fragile and ugh.
Rand's gonna glare at her, a little confused. Then he's just gonna walk past her.
Yeah, she's gonna definitely Misty Step 30 feet ahead of him.
Rand's gonna look confused and then continue to walk past her, ignoring her.
You can't walk past me. We have the same movement speed. I'm ahead of you.
Well, then I'm just gonna keep walking. I'm not talking to you.
I'm gonna look up at Brown and say, so breakfast.
Breakfast. Let's get breakfast.
Yeah, let's get breakfast.
What the heck? Oh, this is the town.
Yeah, it's a city map.
Rand's just gonna keep walking towards the inn
Okay.
in a huff. The inn from the last time.
So you guys get there. For those of you who are interested in the foods and order 2 plates for yourself, you do. You guys are here. And the scene is all yours.
Rand's gonna
For
order
all
a
of
drink.
you, for sure. For all of you, the vision you saw weighs heavy in your mind. Something about it seemed too real.
Jane got to the tavern probably about the same time that Braun and Jet did, just because they move a little bit faster, so they probably could just catch up. And then she got maybe like a apple juice from the barkeep and then kind of sat over in a corner table, and she's just starting to like unload the books that she took from the one room, and she's just kind of like reading them, trying to go through and see what she can figure out.
20 of them.
Yep.
Okay. We'll definitely circle back to
She
that.
needs something to distract her. She's frustrated, she's scared because of that vision's kind of been like ringing in her head, and she's still confused about the situation with Lashara. She definitely doesn't think that it's over.
Yeah, I have the color of each book and what is in each book on a nice little Excel table here. So we will circle back to that.
Heck yeah.
What about the rest of you? Are you guys talking about anything? Are you just sitting in silence? What's going on?
Rand's grabbing an ale from the innkeeper, taking the lay of the land at the inn, but possibly just sitting around in the corner if there's no one playing, or no one. Well, I guess it's early in the day, but Rand's just gonna go off on the side and just chug. He's gonna pull out his gun. He's gonna start cleaning it and fussing with that. But he's mostly just gonna be drinking.
Now that we're here,
he'll pull out a deck of cards and start playing solitaire. And just drink, like, heavily.
Oh, the old portraits.
Yeah.
My face got deleted.
Okay. So Rand's gonna go sit in the corner. Yep, that's exactly where I was moving you to.
Whoa, that's where Jane was going to be.
Well, then
I
Rand's
specifically
gonna be
said a
over
corner
here.
seat.
Actually, Ryan will sit at the bar.
He can certainly try.
He can succeed, thank you.
So as you sit down on the chair, it bites you. No, I'm just kidding. Not again. What about Braun and Jet?
I thought this
Are you
was
guys
a safe place.
chilling there, getting some breakfast?
Yeah, we need a big table for that.
Yeah, big table for the big breakfasts.
All right, dope. So you guys sit for a while, eat your food. Rand has some drinks. Jane, I would say in this amount of time, depending on which books, let me see here. Because obviously the empty ones won't take you very long to kind of flip through. You actually get caught up on the first book you pull out.
Okay, tell me more.
The only books you saw from this place were either empty or had spells in them. So this is the first one that you pull out. It's a cream color book covered in soft leather. And bless you.
Bless you.
On the cover it says The Crystal in the North. You begin reading. And I will update you outside of game on what you begin to read about.
Rand continues to be in a crummy mood after being berated by Jane in the street and just plays solitaire with a deck of cards and keeps on drinking, like just one after another. Just going to town.
Okay. Jet and Braun, you guys are sharing a meal. You guys talking, or are you sitting there awkwardly?
I think we'd be talking at this point.
Yeah.
Definitely be talking about what we just went through, the whole ordeal, birds and lightning, scary visions, weird people lying.
So talk about it. Talk to each other in character. This is me throwing you free RP. Take it.
So the fountain liquid, do we really think it's a dream?
I mean, it felt too real to be dream. Seeing home, that was far too detailed. Too many trees and animals for that to be dream. Never seen that many in one place.
How far are we from your home?
Oh, it's a ways.
I'm pretty sure both of you are the farthest out of anybody.
Yeah, it's a ways. Many days journey. Months. Down in the southwest. Nice little forest, little stone tower. Village of Furbolg living there. Nice and peaceful. Big forest, big clan. How about you?
I'm in the same direction. Probably a little further.
And both of you are semi-familiar with the area. So it's kind of like, wait, where are you from?
Have you ever been to woods?
The woods? I was
Cuppy, you cut out when you said the modifier at the beginning of that. It came out as, have you been to the woods?
Yeah, it was pretty
The
great.
golden woods.
the golden woods. Oh. Are the trees golden?
Roll a history check, Braun.
11.
Because it's relatively close to home, you've heard the name. You kind of know that if you were to just head west for quite a bit past the mountains, that's where it is, but you don't really know the details about it.
Gotcha. So, I know of the Golden Woods. I've heard stories. So, sounds like a beautiful place.
It's very beautiful, or hopefully still is.
Yes, I agree. The Druid's Forest is a mystical place. Very big forest.
Jet, roll a history check.
$11.
Druid's Forest, and you kind of think for a second, Druid's Grove, Druid's Forest? It's a little bit hard to recall. but you feel like you've heard of something to the east of your home, but it's a little bit hard to recall. Probably past the mountains somewhere, just opposite of what Braun's describing.
I feel like I've heard of that place before. I think I think there may have been mountains between us.
I think so. Big mountains.
Hmm.
But yes, Druid's Forest, lots of animals. Vorborg. It's a nice place, magical. But I hope it is still. The vision, it was on fire. Everyone, all the animals running everywhere, fleeing from something. I don't know what.
Mine was different. There was no fire,
No.
but everything was dying. The trees were dying, the crops were dying.
The people.
Oof. That is not good. Do you know? Did you see why or how they were dying?
No, I've never seen anything like that.
Ooh. Getty takes a bite of food. For our sakes, I hope they were just visions, but oof. Home. Been
Who
long.
else saw fire in their vision?
Are you asking Braun or are you asking me?
I'm asking Braun.
Fire. Was that Jane that saw fire? I think it was Jane.
I wonder if there's a connection between her hometown and yours.
I don't know. And then I'm just gonna kind of look up and yell across the bar, "Hey, Jane! Fire! Where are you from?"
My instant reaction was where?
Jane just kind of looks up from behind the book that she's examining and looks over to Braun and she says, I'm from Narby.
Narby.
Narby is a city that all of you would have heard about. It's a big port city. I need my map because I accidentally closed it. Narby is a big port city to the north side of the Glimmering Expanse, which is this big sea/ocean that runs underneath the continent. It's if there was a capital of this world, it might be Narby. It is an extremely large port city, a lot of commerce, a lot of trade, and it's something that all of you would have heard about at some point.
Narby. That's not.
Flood has the map with everybody's hometown pinpointed. Love it.
You were talking about it.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Mm-hmm. So Narby, that's not by Druid's Grove. Jane, you saw fire too in your vision, yeah?
She shudders and nods her head. Yeah, I did.
Me too. Forest home was on fire.
So was my city. And it's not a small city either. It's big there. But it was definitely on fire. They were in trouble.
My people too. Whole forest just up in flames. Animals running. Not good.
Jane's gonna jump down from her chair and come over to sit with Jet and Braun. Do you guys think that maybe what we saw could be real?
I mean, how could it be possible? Magic could show us?
And as a side note, Ran, it's it's morning time. The tavern is empty downstairs below the inn.
Mm-hmm.
So you can hear all of this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So if Ran at any point would have a reaction, feel free.
He was going to grumble about stuff when they started yelling to Jane, but he's just going to keep drinking in his side thing. He can hear it.
For sure. Yep.
He's playing solitaire. He's drinking.
He's a listener. Continue as you were, guys.
Chug. Chug.
Could magic show us things? What really happening at home?
I mean, Braun, magic turns people into animals. Magic can make me cast bolts of fire out of my hand. Magic can do nearly anything. It's possible. I mean, we weren't there long enough for me to test some of the other theories that I had of that fountain, but I don't know. I feel like this is a better safe than sorry situation, you know?
You have point.
I mean, I don't know how far you all traveled to be here. It seems like we all traveled a great distance. I'm trying to decide if it's time for me to go home. I've been traveling for a few years now. To be honest, I'm kind of putting off the inevitable back at home, but now I'm starting to wonder if it's even worth it.
Know the feeling. I left home too. Of not wanting to go back, but these visions, they not good. Not good at all.
Rand's gonna belligerently, yell over to you guys. It was just a damn dream. Stupid magic garbage. None of it mattered.
How many drinks has Rain had at this point?
I don't know how long it's been, but a lot.
Between the kind of eating and pleasantry conversation before starting to get into this, probably approaching an hour.
Oh, then a lot. Yeah, like a lot.
What is a lot to you? Because some people,
8 drinks. Go with 8.
8 in an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, baby, I'm ready for that Constitution saving throw.
Rand started chugging when he sat down, all right? Rand was in a bad mood, and he was chugging.
8.
Yep.
8.
You heard me.
Beers.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't even think I could handle that, and my tolerance is hella high.
I definitely couldn't. I'd be under the table, but Rand, oh, he's a champion.
I think I'd still be conscious, but fuck. Okay. Rand's a champion. Let's see how that plays out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna need you to do a few if you're having 8 in an hour.
How dare you? It's very judgy.
Oh fuck! You have advantage against poison though.
Yup.
And that's and
I'm a stout halfling. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and let's do. Thinking probably after the third one would be when it starts getting a little bit hairy. So the DC is going to be lower. Go ahead and do
third one. All right.
In an hour is when you're going to start getting a little bit tipsy and drunk.
Okay, so what am I doing?
Constitution saving throw with advantage. You also have to remember that your character is a halfling, so 3 in an hour is quite a bit.
We're gonna rock another. We're gonna use the advantage on that one because that one was not so hot. 15.
Well, you have advantage. Yeah. 15. Okay, that goes fine. You start chugging down another 2 drinks. Go ahead and make another roll with advantage.
Natural 20 for 25.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay. And
Red sobers up after those next 2.
go ahead and make one last one for the first couple drinks there.
We're gonna go with the 21.
I'm losing my goddamn mind.
So just purely because of you only have +2 con and your size, you are pretty hammered. But you're keeping it down surprisingly well.
Like yeah. Rand knows how to drink.
Yeah, you're drunk, but you're just like you could go fucking another 3 rounds if you wanted to.
I said I yelled over belligerently.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that, because what would have happened was you turned to talk and you just so
I might have slurred a couple words, but I got my point across.
yeah. Which you turned and shouted it was just a dream or whatever.
Yeah, it was just a dream. It was a vision. Meant nothing. Stupid
Upon
magic
hearing
garbage.
that, Jane is just gonna look at them and be like, typical Rand doesn't care about anything. Well, I think I'm gonna maybe try and go back to my hometown just to make sure everything's okay. She's not being quiet. She said that loud enough for you to intentionally hear that she thinks you don't care about anything.
Rand's gonna shrug and grab his beer. Keep drinking. Wait, you said you're from Darby? Rand yells back. Suddenly, like slow to the uptake.
Which ran big city means lots of opportunities to gamble and get into sketchy shit. Sure.
That's where Rand was going with this.
She does not respond to Rand.
Let's go to Narby! Rand yells. Rand like gesturing to the bar around him. This place is dead. I need more games. We'll check on your place, and I'm gonna stumble over to their table and like pat Jane kind of belligerently, just like awkwardly. We'll look after your stuff. It'll be fine. We can care about all the things, and we'll find a better place to drink.
You go to pat Jane on the shoulder. She reaches out again to try and cast light on your eye patch.
Bitch.
I think I made it a dex save against your spell DC last time. So Rand, dex save, and you've avoided your poisoned status, so it's just a regular dex save.
10.
That's a fail, my friend.
Oh, so you kind of hobble up and go to put the hand on Jane's back, and Jane just kind of slyly reaches around, boop, hits the eye patch, and it lights up brighter than a torch right in your eyeball. I need you to make a Constitution save.
Yeah,
and this is not with advantage.
9.
You are blinded for a couple seconds as your eye patch lights up and you can't really see anything.
Rand screams and throws his eye patch, like pulls it off, like rips it off immediately. And goes, "What the fuck? What was that?" You know, sobered up and blind and pretty angry.
As you throw your eye patch on the ground, Jane hops down from her chair, scrambles under the table, and runs out the door and slams it behind her.
Rand's gonna glare at the door for a hot second.
You don't even know where the door is. You're blind.
Rand's
so in the couple seconds that he's blinded, Jane like hops the table and heads outside. And Rand, when you finally like blink enough to get your vision back, you look and Jane's gone. Braun and Jet are just sitting there.
I hate that halfling! Screaming at the top of my lungs. Rand's gonna pull out his gun and just start like waving it around. Still blind, but like trying to figure out where she would have gone. Holding his face.
All right, little man. Take it easy. Let's there ain't nobody here but us.
Where'd she go? Where'd she go?
Let's make this a little bit spicier. Jane, can you make a Well, your acrobatics and dex are the same, so just make a dex check.
4.
I wouldn't yes yet. Rand, make a it's not necessarily investigation, but it feels like it should be investigation because you're looking for where she went, not necessarily perception. I guess perception still makes sense. So make a perception check as you look around because you are looking, not like looking for detail necessarily.
15. Rand is very perceptive.
It does take you a moment. So Jane, you have a little bit of time to run somewhere. If you want to like try to peer through the window and stare at him or run around the building or something, you could. But Rand, it kind of takes you a second as you get your vision back and you look around. You're like, where'd she go? And then you look at the seat that she was in. And you look at the table, and the plates and cups that were there are all knocked in the direction of the door.
Rand's gonna glare all of a sudden, grip his gun, and then go running out the door.
And Jane, where would you have gone in those few seconds? That way? Okay.
Actually, maybe is there like a window over on like
There was a window. I think I
that
said the
side of
windows are
the?
all where the torches are.
Oh,
Because
okay, okay.
you and Jet came like by this torch when you were watching the fight outside previously.
So then she'd probably be in like that alleyway place, trying to like peer through that one window a little bit.
Okay. So you watch as Rand like looks around, realizes, and then runs to the door.
Rand's gonna stand in the doorway for a second, peering around and realizing what happened last time, and maybe gently tucking his gun back away.
Oh, he's learning. Is this character development?
How dare you?
Unlikely, but you know, we can dream.
Probably the highest wisdom of the group. How dare you all? Bunch of jerks.
Oh, actually.
Not joking.
Actually.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, but I'd like to see.
Oddly enough, Rand is the one to make the best decisions out of everybody, which feels wrong, but also somehow right.
Rand's gonna tuck his gun away and be like, "I'll get you next time, Jane." I was looking for Apple Blossom. I'll get you next time, Apple Blossom. Shaking his fist at the sky, screaming it out loud, and then begrudgingly going back into the inn and ordering another ale immediately.
Okay.
When you get back into the inn, you hear Jane's voice in your head.
Oh, God damn it.
And she says, "Do not ever touch me without my permission."
Can I talk back? How does that work?
Message.
You would have to see me, I think.
So okay. Then Rand is gonna scream something about getting out of his head.
Oh no, the target can reply in a whisper.
Can reply.
I just have to be the one who sees them.
Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure it's just if you see them and they can reply.
Says the one in my head.
Rand probably would not know this because what does he know about magic, though?
Well, I'm still just gonna scream out loud, "Get out of my head."
Oh, okay.
That, you know, I'm probably thinking it as I'm screaming it. I've got to imagine.
So Rand comes back to the table, orders an ale. Braun and Jet, suddenly Rand just shouts out, "Get out of my head."
That tiny evil witch. Grabbing my head and just being like,
"Lightning bolted his back?"
Not that one, the little one.
The shadow's asleep.
Lightning bird.
The littler one.
So
I guess Rand's gonna go back to the bar. You know what? Forget it. Rand's going back to the bar, drinking alone with the bartender again. Fuck it.
Okay. Um. So at this point, it seems like you have a common interest. And the big question is, how many days do you want to stay here before you leave?
None.
Jet's fucking ready to jet.
We have been through a lot in and around this town. I'm good.
Realistically, Jane wants to stay at least one night to get a full night's rest so she can regain all of
That's
her
fair.
magic. She wants to keep going through those books to make sure she knows what's in them. At least like a third of them,
Okay.
let's say.
So here's what we do. Talk about it in character.
Well, Jane's outside right now, so.
I was
yeah,
going to say,
but-
Jane's talking a lot for someone outside. Rand's busy drinking again, rubbing his sore eye.
I'm gonna go pick up the eye patch. Since I know light touch, can I decast it, even though I didn't cast it?
The person that casted light on the object can drop it.
If I see Jet go and pick it up, Jane will probably cast light on like a rock near her or something to deactivate it, or she'll just turn it off.
Yeah, you can just drop it.
Because she's still looking in the window. She's trying to figure out how to get back to her books.
Okay, so I'm gonna go get the eye patch, and when it goes dark, I'm gonna wave at Jane. I assume I see her at the window. And then I'm gonna bring it to Ran. Here you go.
Rand's going to look up, take the eye patch, and mumble some kind of a thank you, but kind of like a under his breath. Kind of thanks. Appreciate it. Thank you. And then he's going to kick back the drink again.
That wasn't a bad idea. I would also like to go to Narby, if you're still going.
Not with her.
But we're technically going to the same place.
Mm-hmm.
So it would make sense to go together.
Well, I'm not talking to her.
Okay.
And if she touches me with that goddamn magic again, Rand pulls out his gun. Makes threatening
Fair.
gestures. Then he spins it, puts it back.
All right. I'm going to go back to my food.
Rand grumbles. Keeps driving. Keeps drinking.
Oh,
Jane, are you going back in?
She's probably gonna wait until she sees like Rand being more distracted than he already was.
Oh, Rand's
Or
full
asleep
focus on
or
his drink.
Oh yeah, he is. He's getting deep in.
Then
Rand's
she
drinking
probably will
hard.
kind of sneak in.
So you're trying to do it without him noticing.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll a stealth check.
As a side note, you left your books on
A
the corner
6.
table.
Oh, I'm aware.
Okay, just making sure.
It's a 6 that I rolled.
A 6.
Yup.
Yeah, Rand notices you come in. Whether or not he does anything,
Rand's just gonna grumble and glare. Then just look back at his drink, gritting
She's
his teeth.
glaring right back. And she's gonna hop up in the seat next to Braun this time. And she's just gonna say, I'm gonna head home. even just temporarily. I don't want to stay there for very long, but I just have to make sure my family's okay. And I'd be happy to go with you guys to your homes too, just so we can make sure that your families are okay.
Narby is closest. Makes sense. I could go to Narby.
Have either of you been there before?
Never.
No, but I've always wanted to.
As long as the vision wasn't real, it's a really cool place. There's so many shops and restaurants with all sorts of food, and there's all sorts of people there. My family, we were one of the first families of halflings that arrived there, but there's elves, there's all sorts of people. Uh, it's just there's a lot of people, and no one is the same. Everyone has dreams and hopes, and I just gotta make sure they're okay.
Yeah.
But I
So
think we should stay here just tonight, just so we can get a good night's sleep. And then I plan on leaving in the morning, first thing in the morning.
sounds good. We could probably all use some sleep after that place.
Definitely.
Narby in the morning.
Yeah. We'll do it.
We'll do it.
You
And
hear
then-
Rand, let's do it in the corner.
Jane will then hop up and go gather up her books. And then she'll come back over to the table and she'll ask Jed if she wants to share a room with her again.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. So Jane will then kind of slowly approach the bar as far from Rand as she can possibly approach the bar from. And she's going to try and get the attention of the barkeep so she can, get a room for the night. I know it's still morning
Easy
time,
enough.
but she's going to go ahead and she's going to take
Book
the
it up.
opportunity to put herself upstairs.
Okay. And with that, and knowing we're going to head out in the morning for the city of Narby, that Jane fears is in flames, we will end tonight's session.
And Rand's gonna keep drinking until the next one.
He's going to fail that check eventually if he keeps doing that.
Nah.
7 days worth of Constitution saving throws
Randall Buck
Good luck.
never dies.
doesn't mean he can't get alcohol poisoning.
He's anti-advantage against poison. He'll be all right.
It's true.
Advantage doesn't mean immunity.
But yeah,
Wet
we'll,
blanket
we'll,
brawn.
we'll cap off there with a goal to get somewhere. We'll see
Narby.
what happens on the road. You guys are heading to the big city, the Big Apple.
Ooh. All right. Good stuff.
A lot can happen in big cities.
Mm-hmm.
That was ominous.
Dun dun dun.
Doesn't have to be
made
ominous.
it
It
ki-
can be
you made
good
it-
or bad.
You made it sound kind of like sexy ominous, like a lot can happen in the big city. like you're like a brothel owner or something. Like lacking in scruples. I'm
Have
concerned.
we met?
What happens in Narby stays in
Ladies.
Narby.
All right. Well, that was Floods and Dragons for this week, boys and girls. With our lovely DM Zidardus. Where should people follow you?
Well, if I don't mute myself as I hit my push to talk. Zdartis on pretty much everything. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. Yeah, those are the things. Those are all the things.
Jane.
I'm Original Dice Mom on pretty much every social media platform. So search Original Dice Mom, and if it's not me, it's an imposter or a mimic, and you should roll for initiative.
Jitoria.
Aw. Undead Cupcake on all the things. 3s for ease.
Threes. Mr. Braun.
Well, please don't follow me in real life. That would be kind of creepy. But it is Zedicus on Twitter. Last time I checked, I was at 68 followers. So if I could get one more, AE would be nice.
Be nice.
Yep. I don't stream. You're welcome to follow me on Twitch. Maybe I'll have an affiliate before I actually stream. Who knows?
Go to Canada for Zedicus. Easy. Exactly, Joe. And of course, I am The Flood. You're here at twitch.tv/The Flood, and I appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed Floods and Dragons, and we will catch up with you all next week.
My turn again.
If you want it, your turn again.
Yeah, you know I gotta say the thing.
Say the thing.
Okay, I'm gonna say the thing. I'm gonna do it right now.
I'm waiting for you to
Do
say the thing.
roar. Do the
Okay,
roar.
I'm
Ran
the
Old
thing.
Buck drinks another beer while he waits for you to say the thing.
Okay, noted. Make a con save. We'll talk about that later. As always, I love all of you. We love all of you very, very much. Remember to love yourself and love those around you. Be well and be safe. And we will all see you here, hopefully on Monday next week and not on Wednesday.
If Frontier
Bye.
Internet cooperates.
Oh my god, right? Right.
This Dungeons and Dragons is brought to you by any internet that's not Frontier Internet.
Oh, dude, for real. All right, I'm gonna hop down to the hangout. I'm gonna grab a stack and go to the bathroom. I'll see the rest of you down there in a bit.
Good night. Good night. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Appreciate you all.
Bye.
Bye. Yay. And that was Floods and Dragons, boys and girls. We did it. That was what we do. So it will be Monday nights if you are new to our adventures. Usually it's a Monday night adventure. You can catch up at youtube.com/theflood, where I post all of the Floods and Dragons. Each night is usually 2 episodes worth, just to keep the file sizes kind of separated and whatnot. But if you're interested, please go catch up with what we're doing. We're trying to get a little bit better every time. Lots of adventures, lots of fun. Most of us, I know Dice Mom explained it to people who might have been a little bit newer here. Dice Mom is an experienced D&D player. That is Jane. And Zidardis, of course, our DM, is an experienced D&D player. But the rest of us, it's our first time. We're all newbies just mucking our way through and having a pretty good time. I don't know. I've been really enjoying it, but really looking forward to seeing where we can take it in the future and try to keep getting better, bigger, stronger, faster. Thank you so much for joining us on Floods and Dragons. We play live at twitch.tv/theflood on Monday nights. Be sure to subscribe here at youtube.com/theflood to keep up with our latest adventures. Thank you to our DM, Zidardis, and our entire party, Original Dice Mom, Undead Cupcake, and Zedicus. Check the description below so you can follow them up as well. And please remember to leave a comment, and let us know what you think of Floods and Dragons and how we can keep making it better for you. See you next time.